A man who killed his wife and two stepdaughters with a crowbar went quickly to his death, staring at the ceiling as he was executed by lethal injection. "I'll say my last words to the Lord," he said. "I guess that's all that really needs to be said." Hello everyone, welcome to the show. Today we are going to be looking at the case of Mickey Wayne Davidson out of Saltville, Virginia. Born in 1957, Mickey took the life of his wife Doris Jane Davidson, 36, and two stepdaughters, 13 and 14, beating them to death with a crowbar. Mickey was executed by lethal injection in Virginia on October the 19th, 1995. Mickey Wayne Davidson, 38, admitted bludgeoning his wife, Doris Jane Davidson, and her daughters, Mamie Darnell Clatterbuck and Tammy Lynn Clatterbuck, with a crowbar on June 13th, 1990. He said he murdered the Smith County family because his wife decided to return to her former husband. Mickey Wayne Davidson killed his wife and stepchildren with a crowbar. Doris Jane Davidson had recently decided to reunite with her ex-husband and the father of her daughters, Mamie Darnell Clatterbuck, 14, and Tammy Lynn Clatterbuck, 13. Mickey became enraged and beat all three of them to death with a crowbar. The following morning, Mickey visited his brother-in-law. "I've got bad troubles," Mickey said, further explaining that he had killed the three of them. Mickey suggested that the pair dig a grave and hide the bodies, though the brother-in-law refused and informed the police of the conversation. Mickey was quickly arrested. The county took Doris's children's father to court for child support, Mickey stated in a signed confession. "When they got in court, Doris, my wife, decided to go back to Fort Royal and live with the children's father. He was supposed to come and get them yesterday. I just couldn't stand to see her go back. I just couldn't stand to see them go back. So about 10 or 11 a.m. yesterday, June the 13th, 1990, I just took a crowbar and killed them, Doris and the two kids. After I killed them, I put a blanket or two over Tammy and a trash bag over Mamie's head. I put a box spring over Doris. The crowbar is in the kitchen. After that, I left. It wasn't too long after I did it. An officer asked Mickey for permission to enter his home, which Mickey granted. The autopsy revealed Doris had been struck on the left side of her skull and face, resulting in fractures and lesions in those areas. Mamie, who had the most extensive injuries of the three victims, had crushing wounds to her head and face. Tammy had one injury right between her eyebrows. Multiple injuries to the face which crushed her facial bones and broke her nose, at least one blow to her mouth, and lethal injuries to her chest which bruised her heart and lungs. Mickey pleaded guilty to the triple murders and spent his time in prison, alternating between wanting a speedy execution by waiving his appeals and asking for stays of execution. His original execution date was scheduled for August 20th, 1992, but was delayed temporarily until Mickey announced he decided to die for the killings of his family. He was executed on October 19th, 1995. A small man with shoulder-length hair, beard, and a mustache, Mr. Davidson was dwarfed by 8 guards who led him to the death chamber at Greensville Correctional Center minutes after the Supreme Court rejected a final appeal. He had sent a note earlier in the day to the governor saying, "I do want this execution to proceed as scheduled." Davidson beat to death 3 defenseless people he knew in the daytime in cold blood. Try to imagine extinguishing not 1 life but 3 by striking the victims with a crowbar until they were dead.